All right, this is Matt Morozic, and this is the 1/4 scale Eric Sosa Wolverine done. Just put the last final touch-ups on him a little while ago, uploading the last work in progress video showing spotting in the neck. I'm out in my garage, it's very hot, so if you hear me taking sips of ice water, it's because I'm sweating like a banshee. But it's easier to set up outside than it is up in my work area. So he's done, and he looks awesome. I'm super happy with him. Again, the only thing I'm going to say about this is when you see the video and my photos, people are going to ask me, didn't you shade the yellow? The yellow is shaded. It's very subtle. Now, the reason it's not really showing up in the video, I'll make it show up more in the final photos, is that Chris was very specific that he didn't want him to look orange. And if you look at a lot of Wolverines, they tend to look orange because the base coat of yellow is typically orange. And depending on how much you blend that in, depends on how orange you look. So I made sure we really went with yellow. It's there, the shading's there, it's very subtle, it looks great in person. And plus with the high contrast between the yellow and the blue, it's a hard balance to get the correct exposure. So there is shading in the yellow, which is very natural. It's not super harsh like, I won't say harsh, but like it's not like a Kenny Alessandro paint scheme where it's really contrasty. But I couldn't be happier with this guy. It was a fun project. Yeah, he's cool. And I mentioned to Chris if he knew of another one to let me know, and I'd be interested in buying it until I found how much it was. So yeah, it's an expensive piece. The kit goes for $2,600. I think the factory paint ones go for over $3K. I could be wrong on that. This is the one of 20, not number one of 20. I think it's number 16. Came off the base with it. I'll tell you. This is number 16 of 20. So yeah, a really limited piece. Sculpting is awesome. I love it. It's based on the Marvel versus Capcom video game. Eric Sosa did an amazing job on the sculpt. Really like his style. So I have my favorite head on there right now. It's actually one of the standard heads. I love the sculpt on this head. I love his hair. I love this looking through the claws. It's really cool. If you followed along with the work in progress videos, there's a total of 8 work in progress videos from the very beginning, getting the heads to fit, all the painting, all the prep. Even though it's a nice kit, there's a lot of prep work to do. It is what it is when you build kits. My only crits on the piece, I'll go over those real quick. Like I said in the video, are the sculpted hair. I think it's a little dramatic. I think it's a little too high. And the way he stands, he kind of leans forward on his feet a little bit, so his ankles don't sit flat. And every video I've seen of this, that's just the way it is. His ankles don't sit flat. He's standing up on his toes a little bit. It's a great posture. It would have been just nice if in the sculpting and production they could have had it so where his feet sat flat on the base. He's really warm in this. I'm going to tone the color down in post. His skin tones look a little orange right here. So I can adjust the lighting just a little bit. Bring the exposure down to here. There. And I'll adjust the color in post because he's looking really orange right now. So we don't want to make him look orange. Hold on. I'm going to put my settings a little bit. Okay, that's about where he should be as far as exposure goes, and I'll change the color in post. So let's work from the base up. So this base came as a matte black. I suggested doing a gloss bottom to set up the top, and it turned out amazing. It's really good. So we got this kind of show card finish with the matte stone on top. Last thing I did last time was the stone work. It's maybe showing up in camera a little bit. I got some green tones and brown tones in there, so it's just not straight gray. And then going to the boots, working on those with the blue, based on the color references that Chris gave me. We've got the blue looking really, really nice and vibrant. I love the colors on this. It's so vibrant. It's really, really nice. It pops really, really well. The yellow, like I said, there is shading. It's very subtle. It looks great in person. Let's see. I'll tell you one thing, it's hard to keep clean though. I've gone through like probably 30 pairs of gloves because every time I do something, I take a pair of gloves and then go pick it up because it just picks up any type of little, if you pick it up with bare hands, you'll see a smudge on it. It's no big deal, Chris, if that happens. Just get yourself a Q-tip and just damp it with just a tiniest bit of water and just rub it off. It'll come right off. So I've had to do that several times when I pick it up. It's not that big of a deal. So if you happen to pick it up with your bare hands and you get like a little smudge on it, just damp it with a Q-tip and just wipe it off the light and it'll come off. That's the only place that it shows up on the yellow since it's bright. You know, it shows up at any little bit of dirt. I'm just using my brush here to get off some of the dust. So the yellow, if you watch the video, is a 3-step process. Start with like a yellow-orange, then the medium yellow, and then a bright yellow for the final highlight. The blue, you saw that's again a 3-step process. Start with the dark blue, highlight with the white, and then blend it in with my final blue color. The red is a straight red. Initially, I had that with some shading, and he said I just wanted a solid red, so I went back into the solid red. The buckle simple, just black, masked around it, sprayed it, and then touched it up with a paintbrush. Another thing we did a little different than I haven't seen is we did the stripes on the side and on the top of the shoulder for gloss black, which sets off really nicely against the matte yellow. And then the shoulders is a combination of 2 reference photos that were sent to me. One was like a hammered metal, and another one was just kind of like, not hammered, just kind of smooth, like paint job on the shoulders, but it's got this nice metal look. And if you watch the work in progress videos, you saw how I went in there and did the scratch marks with the liquid mask. Try to come in a little bit, show that off a little bit. Shaky video, sorry. Again, I'll adjust the color in post. It's going to go all sorts of weird colors here. So we did that with the liquid mask. Again, with the claws, I sanded those down with some high grit sandpaper and then polished them up. Just the blades to this point where they mount. So those look really sharp. Love those. Veining is, I initially had those like a combination of purple and green. I went back and added more green based on Chris's request. So I like them. They're subtle. Again, they're subtle. When I look at some figure photos online, I see the veins are really bright and vibrant. I can only imagine what they look like in person. To me, if they're really bright and stick out in a photo, they're going to look even more jarring in person, I think. So, you know, I do a lot of my stuff is subtle. It's designed to be looked at in person. Again, this is one of my favorite heads. That's one of the stock heads. Turning around. Again, if you watch the work in progress video, you see how I did the hair. The hair actually turned out a lot better than I thought it would. Again, even though it's not like my favorite part of the kit, I think it looks really good. I think the sculpt is a little there's too much texture to it. And then going around the back, again, really nice muscle definition in the sculpt. Love his pose. I'm super, even though this video, I'm going to try to fix the color in post. Right now he's looking really, really orange just because of my lighting setup. It's not meant for video. I love the skin tones on this guy. I'm really happy with what I came up with. He's rugged. He looks rough, you know, like he means business. So there's that head. Take that off. Let's bring it in a little closer. Just real happy with it. Again, I'll try to fix the color in post. Right now, it's all sorts of not right. He looks really orange, but really happy. Love the skin tones on this guy. And we went back and forth a lot trying to send cell phone pictures. And again, I've said this before. When I look at a lot of the figures, they look really pink to me. And again, that's just me. Maybe it's a personal preference. Here's the custom head. And if you watch the first few work in progress videos, is how we got those to fit finally. But we went with the real fine brush and blended the hairline in all the way around. He's got just a very subtle very subtle 5 o'clock shadow on there in the very bottom where the scruff is. And I mentioned in one of the work in progress videos, I just went ahead and took all the paint off on the inside of the key. It was really, really tight. I keyed them so well that by the time I got paint on them, they're really hard to get on and off. Here are the mask heads. Let me put this guy on. Show you a picture of it on. Goes right on like that. Looking good. Unfortunately, the only way to really see his face is to kind of look through the claws. It's a cool look. Maybe right there. put this other one back on. Yeah, I love that head. That's my favorite one out of all of them. I love it. I love his hair. And then the mask heads, here is the stock mask head. And this one was probably one of the harder ones to do, surprisingly, simply because the sculpt is a little uneven on the face. I think I brought it up in one of the videos, and I'll show you where. So we were going back and forth a lot with the amount of stubble, and it looks good. But like right here on this side, this little spot right here protrudes more than this spot. So trying to get to even it out was a little tough. But we got there. He's looking good. And we kind of got that satin finish on the black against the matte yellow, looking really nice. The eyes are gloss. It may not be showing up here, but they are gloss coated. So that looks good. And that fits on there perfectly because this is stock head. No fitting issues whatsoever. And then the last head is the custom head. And this is I love the mouth on this one. Whoever did the mouth did an amazing job painting it. Again, we've got the satin black. Looks great against the matte yellow. There you can kind of see the gloss in the eyes. I didn't touch the mouth. I left that the stock paint. It was just, I just sleeve puttied it, so I won't get paint on it. It looks great. And the same thing in here. I went in, I just kind of took the paint off around the key, and now it fits on there really well. My only crit on these is just the way this particular head is sculpted, that it doesn't come around and reach the whole side of the neck there. That's just the way it's sculpted. So, what else can I talk about this thing? I don't know. I like it. It's awesome. I'm real happy with the results. I hope Chris likes it. So I'm set up in my garage right now. I'm about to take final pictures, and we'll get those uploaded. And then his next project is a Cyclops, an Eric Sosa Cyclops repaint. But there you go. There's Wolverine done. And I'm super happy with it. Hour-wise, if I had to guess how many hours, yeah, it's an 80-hour job for me to do this. Easily, it would take me 2 full weeks to do this if I had nothing else to do. Maybe a week and a half, but that's pretty long hours. Yeah, I'm just slow. And I'm still learning a lot of stuff. So there he is. Hope you like him, Chris. And stay tuned for final pictures at the end of this video. And thanks for everyone who watched the work in progress videos. I know they're long and they're lengthy and I just ramble on a lot. But I appreciate you watching them, and I think you probably got about 13 hours of video on this thing doing it. So thanks for following along, and stay tuned for last pictures. Catch you guys next time. Bye.